You was right. I needed to have a sticker. We back now.
You just need it. Where you put it at?
It's just right here. I just got it next to me. I'm eventually put it on the back of my phone because I just realized I didn't have one. So I was like, let me just get one. And then afterwards, I put it on there.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let me set this up. Okay. We is here.
Okay, I'm gonna start testing live.
I realize my shirt can't even be shown anyway. It's fine. You know who I am.
You know who I am.
If you don't know, now you know.
Chicken. Oh, we got the people is on the air with us.
Oh, we got the people.
I'm mute your computer. That worked out well. Look at that.
No, it didn't. Oh.
Yes, you mute your computer, not the Zoom. Computer, not Zoom. Hey y'all. We're gonna start. You good? We're gonna start in 15 seconds. 20 seconds.
17.
Look at my Boonoli. That's my son. Ooh, and ooh. Yeah. Yeah. We're here. Yes. Thank you to everyone who joined us. I can't remember what number session this is, but thank you for coming to this artist talk. This artist talk is featuring our lovely Dani Criss, also known as Dani Criss the artist, also known as our Dirty Talk workout instructor. I'm going to read a bit of your bio before we start. Okay. I'm gonna just give the people the highlights. Just a tad bit. What I'm learning is you do like first 2 sentences, last 2 sentences. Type joint. Okay, so affectionately known as Dani Criss the artist, a dancer, actress, activist, creator, writer. You do a lot, girl. Dani Criss seeks to explore the individuality and humanity, the concept of self-liberation, and the use of ourselves in our work as a catalyst for social change. She's heavily influenced by the African Diaspora, her heritage, and the history we stand on as she influenced the research, elements, and processes through her artistry. Dani strives to create and display authentic work that ultimately touches, inspires, and changes lives. She's a native of Durham, North Carolina, and currently works, trains, teaches, and performs as a freelance artist in Brooklyn, New York. So tell the people hi, Dani.
What's cracking? Hello, everybody. Greetings, peace and blessings. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Just as Natasha said, it's a blessing to be here, to be in discussion with, of course, you, Natasha, and Cumbe as well, but also all of you all that are part of our community. So shout out to y'all. We're here for some lucrative discussion. I'm ready for it. I love when my brain gets a tingle.
Ooh. Tell me about the conception of your artist name, Dani Criss the artist.
It was funny. I actually got a random Facebook memory from like 2010, 2011 the other day. And it was saying, paraphrasing, something about, you know, when I grow up, I'm going to make sure that I'm just like Debbie Allen, like just so great. And I was just, you know, like, you know, the little random things you come up randomly with Facebook. But I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, I'm on the way there with like the two names.
Talk about it.
You can't say one part of your name. You got to say both parts. It's like a full name, Dani Criss. It has to just roll off the tongue. But no, you mean Danielle. It's my full name. I don't have a preference from either, but Dani Criss kind of just like stuck as a foundation. Criss is very much my rooted last name, which I carry with pride. And so I was always called Criss every now and again. And there were moments where I'd be called Dan or Danny or DC. So the aspect of like DC the artist, the aspect of Dani Criss the artist came to be with the knowings that like I have to just name what it is. I can't be very specific because just as you said in my bio, I do a lot of stuff. And I like to facet a lot of things because I know that, it's good to do a lot of things together, whether that's with people, whether that's with tools, and then you just mesh it all together to make one cool, exuberant thing. So Dani Criss the artist, it just came out. So it's been sticking and it's been rolling with me. And here we are, on stickers and
here we are
it's the thing
in the world.
Dani Criss the artist sticks.
All right, boom. So what brought you to dance? And why is dance one of the I guess outlets in your artistry?
Yeah, moving has been something that I've done since I was a young kid. I remember I consider my first dance lesson or my first dance ensemble was actually when I was 6 or 7, doing liturgical dance in the church. For anybody who knows about a liturgical dance team, those Saturdays rehearsals are crucial. And,
you best to get there on time.
Train you up, and so that aspect of just, learning about movement and learning about delivering storytelling through movement. And then beginning with an ensemble when I was 8, a large ensemble that did larger work, liturgical, modern, jazz, hip hop, majorette, parade dancing. So learning the tools about being in community and moving and being able to communicate your thoughts and communicate your messages and communicate what it is you stand for through movement, but also through various aspects, whether it's, through what you're wearing while you're moving, whether it's how you're communicating with people through your smile by, like walking those long road parade streets, having to keep that smile on when you're tired. But movement is very much a source of just letting stuff go. Same way when people go jogging for stress or go to the gym to just release out, the aspect of being able to move your body to release the sweat, the toxins, that potential spirit that's inside that needs to just let go. You just gotta let that crap go, and moving is a way to do that, and moving in various aspects, no matter how large or how big, no matter what aspects of your body you're using or capable of using. So movement has just been a part of the thing for me. And so, as long as I can, I will keep it going and continue to pass on that aspect of using movement as a source of liberation or impact as long as I can.
All right. Funny that you say liberation because that's my next step. So you just mentioned liberation. I know a lot of your work is centered around liberation, specifically the classes that you offer with Cumbe. What does liberation mean to you? And why do students need liberation? Through movement, if you could express that.
Liberation is living your fullest self, inside of your fullest journey, and being a part of that journey. Because liberation, as we all know and can witness in testimony to what we see going on in the world today, liberation is not a one-off thing. It's not something that you do for like 5 seconds and then you obtain. It's a journey. It's a process. And so becoming your fullest self, being inside of your fullest self, was something that I was reminded of inside of my early performance days, or really when I was chasing this dream inside of a construct that I thought that I had to be a part of, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I realized that box, that I couldn't fit inside of that box and that it wasn't meant for me to fit inside that box. And so to just be bigger than that box allowed me to realize that I can do this along with this, and then do this and do that, and not do it the way they're doing it, and not doing it the way that they want me to do it, but doing it in a way that makes sense to me, in a way that seems organic, that seems authentic, that feels good, that feels like I'm also helping someone else in the process. It's not just about me. It's not just about me and likes, right? So that aspect of liberation and connecting it, of course, to the spiritual practice of Africanist movement and what that means for us as a people of one, moving, but also the need of liberation in general, and how those two have been connecting for so long, not even for so long, since the beginning, and getting into that, when you're connecting that and being able to connect it to everything from the root to what you see people doing it now in social dances, and how that is an aspect of liberation, or the aspect of, large community gathering dances, and the need and the beauty out of those types. So it's important when, yes, it's something, of course, that I'm going through. It's something that everyone is going to or looking to obtain to, but when we're also able to connect it to something that is very tangible, that's something that we need daily, that's something that we've already been inside of, but maybe not have been reflecting from it, from that perspective, utilizing that tool inside of classes has really helped and really allowed people to just open up themselves, no matter, whether they're 3 and 4, no matter whether they're 65 and up, being able to connect to something that they understand at an organic level, and then just being able to just continue to build from there, is the principle of why I lead with liberation. While every Instagram post has that hashtag, while all of my outfits are colorful, while everything in my class has a lesson plan, but also spirit leads inside of it as well. So yeah, liberation.
Ashe.
All of us. So we all on this journey to get free. It's been some time. We're gonna get there though. But it's
I feel it in my spirit. The people don't see it, but I see it.
No.
I see it. Look, I see it.
Our ancestors saw it. That's why we're here.
I see it.
So it's there. It's coming. But the work must be done to get there. So
that's it. That's what I'm doing the work.
Yeah.
The work that you're doing with us, the liberative movement, is the Dirty South Twerk class. I know that for me, my introduction to twerking is not necessarily, the narrative isn't so clear as it being a liberative movement. I feel like it's normally associated with negative things. And I think that you're doing an excellent job in really highlighting that this is a liberative movement. So tell us about Dirty South Twerk.
Yes.
Because you are the original. You are the producer of this class.
Hey, don't make me stand up.
You need an LLC.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, I got these curriculums stamped and ready to go, so it's a thing. But no, thank you to that. But liberation for me, like I said, it's organic, it's rooted. And so being from North Carolina, shout out to the South, because I got people in here from the South. It's rooted in liberation. It's rooted in trying to get out of this construct that was created, this construct of white supremacy, this construct of slavery that was rooted in the South. The reason this whole country exists to this day, right? And so there has been aspects of different types of secular movement being recreational movement, or moving for the sense of needing to move, not necessarily anything associated to like a particular religion, even though those movements can cross paths. It's the need to just like release, right? And so Africanist movement has never been shy away from using only one aspect of the body. It's a full embodied movement. And so the aspect of your pelvis being a part of this, the aspect of your hips being a part of it, has always been a part of movement, whether it's been specifically highlighted or not. And so inside of Dirty South Twerkout, we take the opportunity to highlight liberation dances from, the plantation South secular movement, all the way to social dance hip hop that occurs heavily through the South, through hip hop that everybody likes to do in parties, because those movements are communicative movements of liberation. They're saying things of expression. They're saying things about themselves. They're communicating their stories, who they are, how they're feeling, how they want to express, whether that is I'm trying to get gritty and I'm very like happy and giddy and I'm doing my thing but this way till I'm just like I'm just be nasty, right? I have to put all of my experiences inside of my movement, right? Whether it's that performative or whether it's just the movement, it has to be that passionate because movement is communicative. It's a language, no matter where you're looking at movement in any side of genre. And so inside of the classes, we really take the time to use that movement, to use the root of the movement to express ourselves inside of choreography. And yes, we give a special highlight to our rhythmic area inside of our center, because our center is the root. Because also remembering that the center of our bodies is the root. And the root of how we move, we bend over, we go backwards, how we sit, right? And so making sure that that is highlighted inside of liberation and using twerk as that technique. Because remember, just like they say, oh, it's just no, twerk is a movement. It's a technique. It's something that has been around for time. Twerking is not something you just do. Like you got to take time to like learn their vocabulary as a part of it. Same way as tap a shuffle ball change is quite similar to a mix and a shake and a mix it down to the ground and a rotate.
And a tick-tock.
Don't forget a tick-tock.
A jiggle.
A shake it down. A benny winnie. Like there's technique. There's clapping. Like let's, like there are things that are a part of how you choose to just highlight liberation in one specific aspect of your body, right? So we take the time to highlight that inside of class, and the class is not necessarily, it's for you to, of course, increase your vocabulary, increase your strength, increase your self-awareness with the movement and learn, of course, learn movement and be able to feel confident while you go out and do it and take it out, right? So when you allow it to do that, but also the class reminds you that you just have that access to use your body for freedom and feel like you're having a good time, right? Like most people, like when they sometimes in this class, they're like, you know what, Dani, like you really worked us. And I feel like I only got half of that movement, but I felt really good. That's all you want to hear, right? Because you took the time to go on a liberation journey to understand how this movement is connective to you releasing yourself, not you feeling like you have 3 8 counts to go perform on Instagram and tag me in it next week. Right. I don't like that. Like that's not what it's about. It's the aspect of you, understanding why this movement exists, the understanding why utilizing your body in whatever full Africanist way is a part of really getting back to who you are in your native tongue. And no matter, who you are, you may not be of African descent, but the understanding that full embodied movement that comes from people of African descent allows you to get this freeness about yourself, for you to understand what it feels like to, release the constriction within your hips, within your, your rotator cuff, within your pelvises, within your kneecaps, within, strengthening your calves, being on your toes, right? The being able to feel it and understand. Like you can hear about history, you can read it, but when you embody the movement, same thing with West African movement. You can go to Ghana as many times as you want to, but if you don't actually embody the experiences and embody the people and embody the stories of the people, embody the movement, embody the music, you won't really understand what it is to hear the movement. I mean, one of my ancestors and teachers, Baba Chuck Davis, always said, you can learn the dance, but to really understand the dances, you have to understand the people and their culture, right? Because the dance is a language, it's not just movement. Like it's coming from somewhere. And so twerking, it's coming from somewhere. These dances that they do in the club, they're coming from somewhere. They're coming from people's experiences, people's stories. They're not just something that people picked up from the bottom of their shoe. They created it out of some story that happened in their history.
Thank you for sharing that. You dropped a whole lot of gems.
Talk, Shy. That's the teacher in me.
I do. For a lot of people who don't know, Baba Chuck, who is our ancestor now, who was one of the pioneers of bringing or sharing a lot of the West African dances with New York City and Americas, and helping a lot of these artists showcase their work, tell their stories, and share their movements and cultures with everyone. What do you think he'll say about your work today?
Interesting. I think that he would tell me to continue to dig deeper. Like there are more stories to be told, that you are on the right track of really, one, needing to understand the root of why people do things, but also the aspect of taking it, like continuing to take it back home, and not literally, but the understanding of digging, and like, what does the native tongue from which you come from, like, what does that really mean, and how does that make you into who you are, and influence the things that are around you, the fluence in the way that people communicate, influences the way that people move, how we listen, and then also to continue to share and to teach. And I think that he would be glad to know that I am continuing to teaching. And then one of my other Babas as well, Baba Hashim Salah, who also was one of the first people that was like, you need to get your butt in the classroom. And my mama said the same thing too. I was like, I never want to be a teacher. And then now all I do is teach. So it's like,
we love Dani Criss, the artist who's the teacher.
So it's the aspect of not thinking of yourself as a teacher, but a passer of the lineage, a facilitator for ones to understand one's true selves, their fullest potential, to understand the knowledge in which these educational systems don't give them, or don't have the resource to give them, or the people in which they haven't had the experiences to take part in their fullest liberation journeys, giving those opportunities to anyone who is able to do so and is willing to do so. And so I think about it in that way, not in the teacher. Okay. But I accept it though. I accept it. It is my destiny.
So I know you already shared that you're really passionate about sharing your work, and continuing to investigate movements of African diaspora. What would you say are your current? What are some goals, current goals, long-term goals that you want to reach in this industry? Well, reach in your lifetime as an artist.
Ooh, large question, Natasha. Let me start small, and then maybe as my mouth just continues to walk, I'll say something. One thing I am very passionate about continuing to do and working on doing at this moment is, like I said, digging deeper into these liberation dances of the Dirty South. And so specifically at this moment, I am starting from home and doing a lot of research in particular secular dances or recreational dances that formed on plantations in North Carolina. And so I'm currently doing some research and, attending those that I can, and getting archive and information about some dances that have happened there, doing documentation and conversation with folks, getting those histories, and working the ultimate goal is to, work to transcribe those dances into dances that have evolved into social dance hip hop today. And so noting that a lot of these, a lot of movement that we do is all, repeat, it all has stories, it all comes from somewhere, it's just evolved into something else. And so just over time in research, I've seen a lot of similarities within social dance hip hop, and how people choose to move and communicate and express themselves. And so looking to transcribe those similarities to display how resilient our movement and our sources of communication are, and how beautiful it is to see our liberation sought out in various different types of ways. Yeah.
Okay. On your journey right now, are there any artists that you have your eye on? Anyone you're like interested in collaborating with? Yeah, or any projects you're currently working? Well, aside from that, any other projects you're working with?
Yeah. Well, I can do a quick promo. I just did this video shoot in Brooklyn this past weekend with Willie the Genius. So shout out to him. And then our choreographer, Regine Bellinger. It was a couple dancers and I out there doing our thing for the List of Demands video that is dropping November 20th in honor of Trans Visibility Day. And so we're, making sure that we are promoting liberation for Black femmes, Black trans, Black non-binary folks, as well as, just the overall aspect of Black liberation in itself. And so we're really looking forward to that video. It was fun. It's in the
Where can we find that?
It'll more information. You can feel free to follow me.
You gotta follow Dani Criss the artist.
At Dani Criss the artist to get more updates, and or at Willie the Genius, who is the creator and artist of this video and this music, to hear more updates about it. But it'll be dropping soon. Like I said, November 20th. So look out for that. And so, more, information like that to come. I collab. I'm very open to collabing, with folks around the world. So holla at me. We're here. I do projects. Oh, that's what I was saying. That particular project had the essence of Nola Bounce. That particular artist is from Houston. So the essence of Nola Bounce and the Texas flair that happens in that community. And so the essence of Dirty South and the spreading of liberation through movement is continuing happening, even, as we collaborate, as we move across always the aspects of, promoting liberation through movement, no matter what the style is. So just wanted to throw that out there.
I feel like I've been really into Nola Bounce too, because I really love Hip Hop Evolution.
Yeah.
So their whole that episode about New Orleans Bounce, I was like, DJ Jimmy, what is this?
That was it. First of all, that whole documentary had me I love just being able to learn little stuff. I have a good 4 pages of that doc. That was definitely a good. But no, yeah, DJ Demi, DJ Jubilee, those originators.
I was like, that's a good party warm up. That's a pre-game warm up.
That's how they and all the various social dances that they have. Like I said, within those individual communities as well, especially Louisiana, man, please. As well, like I said, inside the classes, I include, various aspects of Southern movement from across the Southern regions. But even a lot of most places in the, not most, I'm sure all, with continued research, all places in the South can have their own aesthetic dance class, but specifically you can have a whole class of technique and music and sources of liberation through movement based on all of their influences alone, just put New Orleans just in the class, just all right by itself. So so that power and that history is very rich. So New Orleans Bounce, it's always one of those things that just pop in for 2 seconds in a party, but go to a full just bounce party, man, cartilage is gone.
Yo, that's a real card. That's your whole workout. Just go to the party.
For the week, gone.
Let me get my last 2 questions in. Right. Boom. How have you been coping as a dancer, as an artist during this pandemic? How have you? I know it's really interesting. A lot of people, I feel like, are either super inspired or super uninspired.
Yeah. I'll be really honest. As an artist, in terms of creating, I haven't been hugely inspired at all. It's hard being Black in America. It's always been hard being Black in America. But these last, few months is just, a lot of daggers, but also the aspect of just being a human in this country in itself has also been like a lot of daggers. And then also, art, and then how art thrives, and then specifically how art thrives within the Africanist communities, and how community is a large aspect. And then just dance in general, also just how like we thrive off being around one another, and just how taking that away allows you to do just like a complete shift. I mean, I've had the blessing to be able to been teaching while we've been in this virtual world. And so I've still been connected to those that I've, would have taught inside of a classroom. And so I have been, any inspiration, I've been inspired by continuing to do that work for them. So the people have been the inspiration, like their continuance to want to show up, to want to learn, to want to move, to want to get free, to want to be about learning and engaging more, and also engaging in a new way. This virtual world has brought about a lot of new ways of just thinking and creating. And so that has been the most inspirational part, just finding new ways to continue to get, continue to keep people engaged during this time. Yeah.
Okay, last question. What do you like to do when you're not dancing, not acting, not writing? What you be doing in the house? Yeah, the 1 hour of the day. The one of the 24. What are you doing?
One thing I really like to do, it's also a part of my artist mechanism, but I love to like craft, and I love sewing. I love like doing other creative outlets outside of my realm. So if my realm is theater and dance, I want to do something that's creative but different. So whether it's cooking, whether it's creating jewelry, whether it's my nails, like finding nail designs are like a huge thing for me. Everybody knows I always got my nails done. Creating clothes, sewing masks, making waist beads. Yeah, I just like to make things and create in a different way, like have my brain work in a different way. That's been my thing during this time. Okay. Yeah. Keep me on my toes, but just in a different way,
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that heavy. I think we're done on here. I want everyone to know that you can find Dani. Dani, tell us where we can find you at.
The streets. No, I'm joking.
We can.
Probably, actually. Like, I'm usually roaming through the streets. You can find me on Instagram at Dani Criss, the artist. Why did I pretend like I wanted to forget? I was about to say my website. You can always find me on my website, DaniCriss.com. It's quite simple. Shout out to everybody. You should actually go to DaniCriss.com and subscribe to the site and get my newsletter that's about to drop, because I have a quarterly newsletter that comes out with the website. So you have an update on everything that's going on. So
that's
do that real quick. It only takes 15 seconds. So knock that out. You also know about what other classes and things that are happening. Facebook, Dani Criss, the artist. Anywhere you type in Dani Criss, the artist, I'm sure this face will show up. So yeah, that's how you can find me. Holla, collabs to say hey, visit the artist shop and get some merch. Take a class. Definitely take a class. You should probably get free on Thursdays in the name of the Dirty South through Cumbe. Every Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30. We get free. We have a virtual community. Like I said, it's open to all. 17 and up. All 17 and up. Men, women, whoever is ready to get free. Like I said, essences of social dance, hip hop, elements of, sometimes I throw a line dance in there because line dance originates in the South, but we can go through that history as well. We also originate, of course, with our movement with twerk. We have, it's homecoming season. Shout out to HBCUs. I'm so sorry.
I went to PWI.
Aggie Pride. Also shout out to Central Eagles. Yeah, so that's happening, and no homecoming. That kind of sucks. But we're repping HBCUs in my class on Thursday, so holla through.
Okay.
Pop through. I'm gonna have my Central shirt on. So, we gotta rep it for the South, even though ain't no homecoming happening. We gotta hear the bands toot their horns one quick time. especially because I was home. And usually during the summer, you would hear band practice. I'm right very close to HBCU. So if I could be on my front yard, I could hear the band practicing. And that's like what we're used to hearing, like waking up on Saturday mornings. And I didn't hear not that once.
Oh, wow.
And so
That's so delightful.
It was kind of sad. Like I'm used to hearing that growing up and that didn't happen. And so it's like, dang, COVID, turn the band down. But I heard they was out there today. So shout out to homecoming. Shout out to Eagles. Yes. So show up to class and have that good time with me as we turn up.
Okay. Cool.
Donation based.
Thank you all for joining us. Like Dani said, you can find her class information if you log on to cumbedance.org under classes. You can also follow Cumbe at cumbedance.org. We got Dani sticker out here. Let's get the promo going on. Dani Criss the artist. You can find her at Dani Criss the artist.
Literally.
Yeah, and we'll see y'all real soon. Have a good night. Peace, y'all.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Peace and love.
Boom. Bam, we did it.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, give me all type of stuff. I should have just used it on the damn laptop.
Look, all right. I talked your ear off for 40 minutes.
You talking my ear off. That was me.
Oh, let me get a good cover photo of you giggling and not me giggling.
I'm always on the giggle. Yes, finally got a sticker on the back of the phone case. It took me so long to do that.
Ooh.
I put it everywhere else. Ooh, my mouth is dry.
Okay, yo, your peoples are showing love. Let me tell you something. You have the most consistent viewers, I will say. There are a lot of viewers and a lot of people that stayed. The people love you.
And I also dropped it in the hella inboxes and tweets. I was like, hey, yo, come through and show love, So, good luck, family members. Yeah, I saw the people in the chat. So turn up.
Your number one fan. Come on.
He literally is a bit of a trip. Never misses an event.
All right. I think I'm done here. We're going to save this. I don't know. Brittany's going to get back to you with the recording for this.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
Okay.
I'll get it.
I did it right
on the front page of this website.
I did it right. It's recording. I didn't mess it up this time.
Hey.
All right. Have a good night. Look, I see you on the internet.
All right, man. In the streets.